welcome to the Wrestlepalooza review. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture. Here to review everything that happened at WrestlePalooza. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we review Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined live on YouTube by Michael Hamflett. It is Michael Sidgwick's birthday, and as Matt Rains has already pointed out in the chat, his present is not having to review WrestlePalooza. But yeah, that's what we're here to review at this point. We've done all out earlier on today. What did you make of the show that ESPN themselves have given a C grade to?
I've literally just put this on X, bit kind, IMO. I had some thoughts about that review, which I already posted, so go and follow me at Michael Hamflett if you want to read those. There's a reason why Matt Rains are best friends, because he took the words right out of my mouth. What a gift to himself Sidgwick gave himself by missing this one today. A stinker of a show, WrestlePalooza.
Not so good, Al.
Not so good, Al. And to be honest, this was coming. This was coming. I feel a vindication for being as critical as I was about the Netflix debut. But like I've said throughout the year, we are not seeing like a WWE that has gone from, everything's pretty amazing actually, back end of 2022, 2023, 2024, to overnight it's become 2019 again. That's not happened. That's not the story of 2025. But the gradual decline in standards in so many areas have resulted in these like flashpoints where Cena and Cody Rhodes can just absolutely S the B in the main event of WrestleMania, where, I mean, we disagree on it, but that's fine. Like, something like the Punk-Cena program can even cause disagreement. John Cena versus CM Punk can cause disagreement amongst people that like WWE and both wrestlers.
Yeah.
Right? So there's another example. And there are more, like there are plenty of things that are ticking over nicely, that are running competently, or whether you want to phrase it positively or negatively, things that just look like a functioning wrestling promotion. And then there are these flashpoints that keep popping up and rearing their ugly head and the like. And there was a show like this that was due, in my opinion, where, yes, there are a couple of things that I'm looking forward to praising and saying some nice things about, but there was like a massive, massive amount wrong with it. I'm going to try and hold off some of my swearing because I'm always conscious of the work I create, but I feel like I'm going to fall short a couple of times. There was quite a lot wrong here, and it wasn't before time, and it was probably karmic and fitting that it happened on, no pun intended, that it happened on one of WWE's big nights. The bell of the ESPN ball. Like,
started so well.
Oh my God, the video package was the highlight of the friggin' show. Like, all of the bells and whistles and all the usual things they're trying to attach, this absolute bollocks that Nick Khan's coming out with, that, yeah, sometimes WrestleMania is international and that we're going to have WrestlePalooza as a similar tempo. Well, no, you're not, based on the evidence here. Like, you're going to have to bin this one. You're going to have to stick it in the Great Balls of Fire skip. Like, it's gonna have
How
to
do they follow this next year?
This is it. Like, what about they do? Stomping Grounds 2026. Like, they're kind of reaping what they sow. I don't want these days to come back. Large parts of this feel like a nightmare. I'm slightly worried my kids have lost interest. Like, real bad.
Yeah, I think, I always try to be a positive presence on this podcast. But even I, as Mr. James pointed out, it's bad when neither of us like it. I will say, like you say, there were bits of the show I did like, and I didn't think it was a complete disaster.
No.
Right? But I think for me, this might be one of the first ones, because I can always try and see the diamond in the rough, the shining light in the darkness of some of these shows. But based purely on, right, we got 5, 6 things, if you want to count Stephanie McMahon going into the Hall of Fame, which we'll mention.
We'll get to that.
You got 5 big things on this show, and the majority of them were, I'll be nice, underwhelming.
Yep.
I'd say 2 of them I liked, 2 of them I felt happy about. The other 3, but like, well,
two of them were total fucking shit shows, mate. Like, absolute, like, toilet. Just was the boom ever real? That like somehow we are still at the tail end of it and they've knocked these out. Like, I would go underwhelming, to be generous, about two things that I still quite liked elements of, but I was still underwhelmed by nonetheless. And then, yeah. I was just, it was games gone at various points. And this is the worst Triple H PLE.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to disagree with that one.
I think it's the worst one. Yeah,
because there was nothing like that. I agree with ESPN's very own assessment that the women...
That is funny.
Were the best thing on the show.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. There was a nice sign I noticed that just said, more women's matches. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't agree more, especially if you want to pull out of this nosedive that apparently WWE are in at the moment. Obviously enjoyed Punk and AJ Lee and Becky and Seth. And as I sort of echoed on the news this morning, I think all the credit for that really has to go to Becky and AJ. I think AJ, as I said, just incredibly impressive, aside from the windmilling, to get back in the ring after 10 years and put on a performance like that. But for me, it's Becky Lynch. It's always Becky Lynch. I think I feel more, to go off on a complete tangent immediately, I feel more aggrieved when people say Becky Hogan than any other blank Hogan name.
I agree.
Like,
you're not
Rhea Hogan, I love Rhea. And I will not have that slander. Sammy Hogan, insane. But Becky Hogan, especially, like, you could turn around and say, well, you know, Sammy, he's won a few matches, trying to push him to win the Royal Rumble next year. He kind of has to do that. But like, he didn't put Karrion Kross over or anything like that. Rhea, maybe she won the title at one time that she shouldn't, or she retained or whatever. Becky, I'm like, she's literally made Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton with her work with them in NXT and on the main roster. I don't think you're really pointing the finger at anyone Becky's ever gone, nah. And then like this, the AJ Lee doesn't get the praise that she's gotten off the back of this show from internal WWE sources without what Becky does, not just in the match, but in the build to this match as well.
If you say Becky Hogan, and I don't think I'm talking to anybody in our fantastic community, quite honestly, if you say Becky Hogan, you are a 7-year-old child or a thicko. So which is it?
Or one other option, you're naming people who've won in the main event of WrestleMania and you just got you know,
that's fine.
Becky,
that is,
Hogan, Cody Rhodes.
Good point. Didn't think about those. I was the stupid one and not think of that category of people. Thank you, Wilbourn. Ever the professional.
Thank you to everyone in the chat, by the way. It's already kicking off. I will get round to these messages.
We'll make time for the crack afterwards. Yeah, my kids, my aforementioned children who were none best pleased with the show.
Dad, when's it going to get good?
They wouldn't say Becky Hogan because they just like watching and what's really cool is that kids don't necessarily know the legacy of Hulk Hogan yet. But yeah, thickos. It's a lovely little klaxon or a red flag or whatever you want to call it, that if somebody like in your online circle is using that suffix, you can just block them or mute them because their takes are not to be trusted. Like the idea that the idea. So when the new video package comes up, when they're on the Titantron, on the screen, and it says like,
oh my God.
Like, is it like the man holding you all down or something like that? Whatever it is, like, well done. It's a work. Like that bit's the work. That's the gimmick. You tools.
Yeah.
Like I find that so stupid as to almost like, it's fun to engage with because you can have a bit of a laugh at their expense, but it's a fundamental misunderstanding of what you're watching. If you are trying to, because if you're saying Hogan, then there's an assumed knowledge of them that you understand like what burials and what like jobbing people out and what playing politics are. You are aware enough, as we all are, of like a little bit of the backstage machinations to be able to use Hogan to mean that. So if you're using that with knowledge of those things, you simply do not know what you're watching. I will permit it if you happen to have seen the entire work of Hulk Hogan, and I also still think wrestling is 100% work. It's 100% shoot.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, the rest can go away. Lots to praise from Becky Lynch later on.
We'll get into it now, but very quickly, Matt Rains says 1,406 accounts blocked and counting. Can you see the accounts you've blocked? I don't know. I'm very old.
I don't know if I can see the accounts.
Not as old as you two, but you know.
Yeah. I'm not sure I can see the accounts I've blocked, but I can see that Shawn Michaels has blocked me. So I don't know how that works on X at this point. I'm sure there must be a thing where you can see, like you blocked words and like muted words and stuff.
Maybe.
So it might be in that little section, maybe.
I don't think I've blocked many. I'm too nice.
I'm not a blocking guy. I'll mute, but then I get that like sort of. I'm much like WWE in a way because I revel in self-satisfaction, and the idea that like I've muted them but they don't know is that's what gets me off.
Yeah,
it's not that I don't need
that's funny, yeah.
I don't need the block. It's the idea that like you just disappear and they'll never know, so they can just keep screaming at it. Can we, before we get to the first match, because a lot I want to get off my chest, I am somebody that has like almost no limit to the self-aggrandizing WWE does, and I include the video package with ESPN at the start of that.
Oh my God.
Sensational, right? The narrative of this. So for Netflix, check this out. So for Netflix, the idea was we've started a relationship with Netflix. We're kind of like all the Netflix shows in a way because we're a story. Anyway, out of the way, Netflix. We've started a relationship with ESPN because we're kind of like sports in a way, and sports is entertainment in a way. They just make everything all along. But it, like the messaging, complete bollocks. The production, the choice of clips, the navigating through the clips, the history, the whatever, that is, to me, what all museums should be. You should walk into a beautiful building of any era, of any generation, in any city, in any town, and it should just be video packages of highlights of the Fed. Like that, to me, that video package and the Netflix one and the one that they did in 2002 when in storyline Ric Flair was trying to stop Vince McMahon allowing the NWO to come in. Like, that's what all history should be. Teach it in schools. Like, just clips upon clips upon clips of the business. Loved it. Even I was getting a bit wound up with the self-suck. They've crossed a line with, like, you know, the start.
You're saying get on with it. Just
the Netflix era was the moment
show,
where they
don't
were
tell.
like constant. We're Netflix. We're here. We've arrived here. These celebrities from Netflix shows. Da, da, da. Because they're like, well, kind of not need this right now. You got 3 hours. Go. 4 hours. Whatever. Go. Yeah, that poor fella, the ESPN. I don't know, head of programming or something. He's like, camera's still on me. It was so awkward, and Michael Cole being like, "We've done it, we've arrived," and then like, I don't even know how it's shaping up in America at the moment, but it doesn't sound great from how people are talking about it. The people are like, "We're on ESPN, the app that nobody can use." That's right, ESPN.
Yeah.
The first channel on the buttons, ESPN, the main sports network on the app that nobody can find or use or understands how to pay for. Like that little footnote at the bottom of this. It's not like, I'm assuming you can't just go on your uppers and downers and go to. It sounds like a bit of a chew.
If anything happens for WWE, like I'll be lost. I won't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's a bit like now. I'm of the age where like I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll get a new phone in the deals, the Black Friday deals. It's gonna be an iPhone because I can't adapt anymore.
I know where it is.
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So if they were suddenly like, of course, it's moving off Netflix, and now you're gonna have to go to BT or Sport or what Sky or whatever. What?
There's a great.
No, I just go in the morning and there it is.
I heard an ad, slight tangent, apologies, we're not really like that. An ad for, I think it was like a Samsung Galaxy or something, and or it might have been one like a Google-based phone, I forget, because I'm on iPhone, same as you. And the ad was basically saying, you ever feel like your new phone's a bit like an old phone? And the deal is that like people get an upgraded Apple iPhone, and then they just, phone shop ports it all onto you, and then like 5 minutes later, you're like,
Yeah.
thanks for the new phone. I've got like more storage capacity.
That's the only thing I need
slightly
now.
nicer camera, but that's about the extent of it.
Oh, I can't take a photo.
Yeah. But like, and that was their whole campaign is like, when you actually try something new, old man? It's like, no, thank you, sir.
It scares me.
Yeah. Keep my contract the same price and we are golden.
Put it up if you want. I'm going nowhere. That's the problem.
You've got me. It's like Darby Allin failing to negotiate his AEW deal. Well, I'm not leaving. That's not what you're supposed to do, Darby.
Yeah.
I'm not going. Give me the piece of paper.
I thought about that. I had a really good time. This is one of the last times I'll try and mention it. A really good time. I told you this at Sweet Chin Disco on tour. We saw each other in London.
Yeah.
And you're like, how's it going? I was like, I love it. It's so much fun. I said to you, I'd do it for free. I'm not going to say that, obviously.
No,
then Sam's going to be like, fair enough. No pay for you then. But anyway, because it started so well, this show, like you say, the video package, and then you got your thing, and I got my thing. Because let's go. Pat McAfee shows up. He's not alone, though. He's with your mate, Tyrese Halliburton.
I loved Tyrese Halliburton. Loved Punker later on doing the joke thing.
I loved Triple H. I know you've just seen me, but I want to be mates with Pat. Come here, Pat. Come on, we're mates, aren't we?
Fucking hell, Paul. Wind it in a bit, mate. I want the piss at me. Oh, God, mate. Turn it in.
I was like, have you? You must have walked back through that curtain as they're playing the thing, so you people don't see.
He was blowing, well, I was going to say blowing airs.
Blowing
right?
chunks.
He was honestly sucking more wind than the Undertaker trying to hop that guardrail later on in the show.
Yeah, don't let me forget that later.
You know how hard it is to walk a motorbike. Anyway.
And then we opened with, as we said on our Friday podcast, the match that I think is the right call. Well, certainly after I watched it, this couldn't have main evented. Jesus.
I told you, didn't I? I told you they would go for this. We did. Truth time. You might not have spotted this. On Friday's WrestlePalooza preview, me and Will won't actually record it on Thursday. Chelsea going like that. So when you were asking me, you were doing it in good faith, and then like Thursday night, confirmed, main event up now. Oh, great, thanks.
Yeah, it was John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. And I'm as guilty as anybody. When Brock Lesnar first came out and they presented him like that, I was like, what a specimen of a man Brock Lesnar is.
Cut again, isn't he?
And then there was a bit of me that's like, he's going to F5 some kids. Because Cena comes out and all the yellow colours and what have you. And we sort of debated how this match should go. I think we both said Cena should win or was going to win because you were like, oh, well, it's, it's a farewell tour and Brock can kind of go away and then come back in the Rumble and then have a match with Gunther and then that's that. Thank you very much. Not on this evidence, as in not with this performance, but just with what actually happened. You sense he's going to be doing a lot more stuff because it's a surreal return that we've had. The controversy of him coming back in the first place at SummerSlam, which generated a great deal of news and obviously, presumably, brought a lot of eyes to WrestlePalooza. And it was like they got to the day of the event and went, what do we do, though? Mm-hmm. And what they settled on was Heyman, obviously, returned on SmackDown, doing the introduction for Brock. And then, how long did this match even go? 8 minutes and 50 seconds. It felt shorter than that.
It did feel shorter than that, yeah.
Because it was just Lesnar dominates. Cena starts a bit of a fight back. Hits 3 AAs, I think it was.
Yeah.
On Lesnar, he just kicks out. And then, as he went for the 5-knuckle shuffle, 2 F5s, couple more, I think, wins him the match. Mm-hmm. And I thought, so I was like, oh, it's over. Everyone looks pretty pissed. I thought, this has got to be in service of something. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what it was. I was like, is this Gunther coming back? Because it felt, did you get this? It felt like, so Lesnar wins and you were like, oh, that's quite anticlimactic. Mm-hmm. Although I don't know what I was anticipating. And then he leaves, then comes back and the poor referee gets F5'd as well.
Yeah.
Another one for Cena, I think. Mm-hmm. 5 in total. And I thought, right, okay, well, what's going to happen is he's going to take the gloves off and be like, I'm going to finish him off.
Yeah.
And someone, I couldn't think of who on earth it could be, will make the save here. And then he just left. And then John Cena just got up and went, bye.
He turned his back and I thought maybe Brock might return out and be violent on the ramp.
Because he's disappearing now till Perth.
He's Cena?
Yeah, he's only got like 4 dates left.
Where to start on this? Whole thing sucked. Yeah. So,
and not like I've written in my notes, Brock Lesnar destroys John Cena, which is true, but you're not going to be like, what do we watch tonight, Hamflett? Do we watch this or the SummerSlam match? They're 2 very different matches, aren't they?
Oh, God, yeah. And the context is all important here as well. That was following on from Brock Lesnar ending the streak. It was like the kind of tail end of John Cena still being Super Cena enough that when that happened, the scale of the domination at SummerSlam was almost as shocking as the streak, and that was the point.
Yes.
Like this is a double header of the rebuilding of the Brock Lesnar aura. Totally different context, time, and like it kind of necessitated it then as well, and it was almost impressive that they'd gone down that shock factor thing 11 years ago. Whole thing sucked, and I've been trying to. I watched it last night with my kids, who, by the way, Joshua, 10 years old, the most discerning of the 2 and the most engaged of the 2 in terms of how much my boys have been enjoying wrestling, said, "This is boring. All he's doing is hitting his move," and like out of the mouth of babes, right? Because how much have we said that Paul Heyman finisher formula ran so dry for so long? And I would say the one exception was Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. It was a miracle that they brought that back. Seth was working hurt and but otherwise we'd seen so many.
Almost went in 3 seconds, basically, Drew, didn't he?
Yeah. Like, we've seen so many variations of this match that have just died on their arse. I know you like the joke about mocking that kid, but we saw the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar one die on its arse at WrestleMania. Not for the first time in a WrestleMania main event. Can you even believe that's a sentence? Like, this formula is long dead, so it's destructive on its own terms. But when was it most prevalent? And I was thinking about it, and I was like, when Brock returned, and we did a SmackDown review, or a SummerSlam review, whichever one, and I said, one of the reasons why it made me so sad is that it felt like, and there's been a few now as well, like everything's a soft step towards permitting Vince McMahon back onto television in some capacity when it's WWE. How hard did you have to work to get him gone, right? It's WWE. The man's DNA is in it. You can't, that's not going anywhere. Clips are not going away. The life cycle of this company, it's not changing.
No.
But to just simply remove him was maybe the biggest job of a lot of big jobs that had to happen when Vince McMahon left, resigned in disgrace. Brock coming back was the first one where I was like, right, okay, that's bad because that means he's going to be on his way. I'm going to up that now to like watching Brock as a performer and the segments and matches that he's been involved with since returning make me think that like Vince McMahon is actively involved. And he might not be, by the way. Total speculation on my part. But this is the kind of like troll heat, nonsensical booking. You just summed it up perfectly for me there, right? You said, so I'm waiting for like, you know, like a Gunther match or something. It's like, because if that doesn't happen, you didn't say this, but the implication being, well, if that doesn't happen, this is completely illogical garbage.
Yeah, what was the point of all this?
And who was the purveyor of completely illogical garbage and what was the point of all this?
I'm buying into this more and more.
That was the subtext to just about everything happening in WWE under the umbrella of that decrepit idiot who'd lost his fastball for 20 years, right?
Why me and you used to cling to the Sasha and Bailey stuff because it was like, this makes sense and I can see it going somewhere.
Yeah, like, but the constant mindset that we've both, you know, you just applied it there, but I was, when Cena's backing off, I'm thinking, something?
Yeah.
Like, that mindset, you just lived with it through 3 hours on a Monday and 2 hours on a Friday and every PLE, every pay-per-view, because you were just adjusted to viewing WWE through that prism.
Yeah.
And then you stopped because you went away and all of a sudden you're allowed to think that something's supposed to lead somewhere and stories are actually connected now and things build to other things and that. And that's still the case in WWE. But it's not when it comes to Brock Lesnar. No. Like, and the only other time I've said anything like this, and I never thought that Vince McMahon had anything to do with this, was The Rock. He's another guy that kind of operates so much in his own orbit that like him as the guy that turns up and changes plans is just, well, he shouldn't be doing it, but he's The Rock. That's why that's happening.
He's the best.
It's fine about us. Like, this feels the same. This feels like it's like not of this earth. And the only thing I can justify or rationalize on that is like, has the old man got his hands on something, or is the old man like being permitted to take care of this character, or is he in somebody's ear? Is he in Paul Heyman's ear? And is Paul Heyman in that room and saying like, maybe we should just keep Brock like this? And by the way,
weird, good point when you mentioned that room.
Yeah.
Like, we all knew it as always happening. We've seen bits of it before, but having watched Unreal, you can sort of visualize, taking back to like more sort of previous examples, someone sticking their hand up and going, Cody loses at 39, but it's all in service of, you know, coming back at 40, the greatest pivot in wrestling history probably.
They all go.
And The Rock.
And then
like, yeah.
Start talking themselves into it and
No, we do this or whatever it might be.
But you write it in permanent marker WrestleMania 40. Yeah. Cody Rhodes wins WWE title. Because it has to. Yeah.
But like, what's that conversation?
Yeah.
We're going to bring Brock back at SummerSlam. Okay. What for? He's going to fight John Cena at our big ESPN launch event. Okay. What's the match? 4 F5s?
Just beat him, probably. Like, didn't we have to turn like a lost-sized stone wheel just to try and get this John Cena retirement tour back on track and then just undo that in one stupid match as well? Like, they're going to ask John Cena to work Perth. He's going to go to Australia, and whatever has come from that. Like, John Cena, he's good at spin. He'll do something where he's like, I thought I was finally back on course, and then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar reminds me that I am in fact human. And now, and then out comes the heel. It's like, I can see you weak, and at Perth, and Cena will beat him or whatever. But there was a real spark and a real joy back around the John Cena thing. And again, who used to put out sparks and joys? Vince McMahon. Who used to use like Brock Lesnar to put out those sparks and joys? Vince McMahon. This was the most Vince McMahon WWE has felt in a single what did you say, 8 minutes? 7-8 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Like, if you, from the end of this match and the post-match and all that to SummerSlam, this little section, this little Brock Lesnar verse is the most Vince McMahon WWE style since he resigned in disgrace twice. And shout out, by the way, to the person who took that sign and had it on camera for almost full duration. I think Brock saw it, by the way, because he eyeballs it and then starts to get out the ring and he kind of looks down and there's like, I feel like there's something that flashes across his face. He's being like, oh yeah. Like, because he's somebody that looks like he can perfectly exist in his own world, in his own bubble, and like think, these stupid marks aren't going to be bothered that I'm named 44 times in a lawsuit. And then that one sign that was on camera and in his face and has since been blurred on the Netflix version, by the way. Yeah. It said, like, what is it? We know you shouldn't be here and we all know why. Is that what it was?
Something like that.
And it was like the perfect way to get that in, and you know, you're going to get past security, and if you hold up at the right time, you're going to get it before the WWE see it and all the rest of it. So shout out to that person. And the referee element, if we're just going to speak strictly in kayfabe and stories, presumably so that they can unleash a storyline suspension on him. It means that you don't have to address how him and Paul Heyman have made friends, and the suspension gets lifted at date to be determined. Rumble?
War Games.
Oh, maybe, yeah. The Vision are going to need an extra person, aren't they? Possibly. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right, yeah. But you attack a ref, that means you get suspended, and it's there just like, right, no Brock for now. And then,
yeah.
War Games, that makes total sense, yeah. Didn't even.
I hate myself for knowing that.
No, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
That's what I immediately thought. I thought of, right, well, that'll take him out for a month or two. Yep.
Like a 4-on-4 against Punk and 3. Yeah, probably.
And then we got the tag match with a special guest referee, L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
I did quite enjoy him as the special guest referee being like, you know what, if you want to use a chair, do that, okay.
It worked until it badly didn't.
Certainly didn't. Your name's Jey Uso. Yeah, it was two Bronnies, the Vision, Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker versus allegedly two brothers, Jimmy and Jey Uso. You said something very funny this morning.
Have they met? Have Jimmy and Jey Uso, the twin brothers, met before, let alone wrestled as a tag team? Sorry, do whatever version of the recap. I know we kind of cut these a bit short on the post-pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, the story is still LA Knight and Jey Uso.
Yeah.
What's going on? There was bits where, well, certainly the suicide dive where he took out Bronson Reed, I think it was, and LA Knight was a bit like, you aim for me there?
I was in the line of fire there as well.
But Jey Uso also holds back when I think, is he swinging a chair or going to super kick, whatever. Yeah. He pulls up short.
Should we tell the story and how the match should have played out and then explain how it didn't?
Yes.
Because Jey Uso also pushes LA Knight out of the way at the finish, if you recall.
Indeed.
The dual spear. So if a match has gone completely to plan and this one boy did not, and I'm not just talking about the botched finish, then
him getting covered in blood was a cool visual, even if it was just hitting himself with the chair after he hit Braun, I think.
We'll get to it.
Sorry.
LA Knight, it's a mess. It's a fucking mess, right? But the bones of this was supposed to be that LA Knight kind of only likes Jimmy Uso in the entire match. He's the only person that he's not really got any beef with currently. But Jimmy Uso is the brother of somebody he's got beef with. So there's still a bit of sideways beef. And that's sort of going all right. But then I guess the idea is Jey Uso wants to use like that realization early on to think, I actually need to make right with LA Knight. So I'll start making right with LA Knight. And he does. He doesn't, he doesn't hit him with the dive, but LA Knight's got reason to suspect, were you trying to hit me? And then when he could really pull the trigger and wallop him, waffle him with the steel chair, he doesn't. And then per the finish, Bron Breakker's running anyone that he's going to hit in front of a table, and Jey Uso pushes LA Knight out of the way, and Bron Breakker connects with both the Usos. And so thus, LA Knight should be watching the footage going, Jey Uso's like, dummy 2 solids there. That's 2-1 in favour of was he going to attack me, was he not? So that's all been by design, right? And that's played out fine. And we can take that story into Raw, although probably not this week's Raw. The rest of it completely and utterly lost its way. So the weapon spot, the really cute Bronson Reed wants to use a chair, and LA Knight's like, this is in the first couple of minutes. LA Knight's like, no, you can't use a chair. It's not an ODQ match. And then Jimmy wrestles the chair away. And then it's like, I don't like Bronson Reed. See you later, guys. Turns his back so that Jimmy can get one in, right? If you were just disciplined with that and you do it it's the rule of three. You do it 3 times across the match, right? So you do it once, and then you let the heels do it when LA Knight's actually distracted, and it's on Jey Uso, so you built that kind of like, has he looked the other way on purpose? You know, whatever. And then you do it one last time for something like the table to facilitate that finish.
I like their bit that they did with, is it Cody and MJF, where the referee's like, go on, he deserves it, he's a proper twat.
If you do those 3, and it's in that order, you've told the story effectively, you've added a bit of spice to the match, and everybody's happy. This one, like, there was just long, sustained periods where it was just like a chairs match.
A chairs match on Raw, by the way. Not on PLE.
A chairs match on Raw. The quality of the work was poor. Jimmy Uso was just falling over at some point.
There was no big chair.
No giant
proper
chair.
Chairs match.
Yeah, real chairs match has got one the size of the
Surely Big Bronson Reed should have a big chair.
A big chair for Big Bronson Reed?
Big chair. I used to love Big Train.
I love Big Train, man. Big Train was a UK sitcom. UK sketch show, sorry. Go on YouTube and watch some Big Train episodes. Unbelievable bit of business. Big Train was substantially better than this terrible match. There was so many points at which it like looked like it was going off the rails. There was like miscommunication. Like there was times when like Jimmy and Jay were bumping into each other. The entrance, for those that haven't seen it, the Usos come out and they're coming out to the Usos music. And that gets its own pop. It's like nostalgia. It's similar to Jay's, but it's different enough. They're like, wow, the Usos, cool. Jimmy Uso says, stop the music, stop the music. We're on ESPN. Should we show like people that tune in for the first time what a WWE party looks like? Hit the music. And it's Jey Uso's music so they can yeet people to the drums on that. All they've got to do is like just like put the mic down. Like he throws it down on the ground, it makes a big old noise, and he trips over trying to check he's put it in the right place. I was like, have you put your shoes on the wrong feet, mate? Like the whole thing.
It's one of those days where everything just feels off.
You know, they do the entrance like I've seen a laundry list of criticisms for these WWE PLEs over the years. One of them is adverts, and I understand if you're watching live that they can be jarring and annoying. Another is all the self-suck, and another is the entrances going too long. No, like the entrances can't go long enough. Because when the end product is a match like this, I wish they just kept on entering. Can we just send them at the back and just keep going like LA Knight?
Can we do the match again, actually? Can we? I know I'm covered in blood.
Worst night for the division. Terrible night for the Usos. Don't want to watch them tag together anymore, so thanks for that legacy.
Division can just sort of, we beat the Usos, one of the greatest tag teams. For me, because we aren't going to have time for a Raw preview today, because obviously with the massive All Out as well, which is a review's available now. Just have the Division go out on Raw tonight and be like, we've literally beaten one of the greatest ever tag teams. Let's have a tag title shot. Yeah,
I would have them. Considering that New Day still putting the hat in the rings for tag title shot, have the Division say, well, we beat one half of the supposed greatest. Let's do the other half. And they beat the New Day. And then it's like, there's nobody left in our way. Let's go for the tag belts. Stick them on them at Perth. Get it done on Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
On a big night for Bronson Reed. That
Love the Judgment Day, but yeah, I agree. And then you can get to Penta and Phoenix potentially down the road. That could be even WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's a big feeling, isn't it?
Yeah,
let's talk about his botch. Jey Uso, and I've watched this thing 20 times, and the best I can come up with, if you haven't seen it, so Jey Uso's got this chair. At this point, LA Knight has just kind of waved it away. Wade Barrett very astutely says, things are really falling apart here. And he does the shot to the ribs as they always do, and then Bron Breakker bends over, and Jey Uso swings the chair above his head, hits Bron Breakker, and then it's either in the tiniest of pullbacks with the chair after he's hit him, or literally as he's coming down, what I think is like the rubber stopper, or the end, or it hasn't got a stopper maybe, on the bottom of the chair, just clips what must be a sweet spot on his hairline, because he pisses blood. I mean, pisses it out of his head.
It's when you cut yourself shaving, isn't it? And it's the smallest little, that's a little nick.
Yeah.
Oh, my neck's covered in blood.
Oh dear. It's everywhere. It's on, I mean, it does look, Wilbourn's right, it does look pretty cool. Like, when they scatter back for the match-winning spear by Bron Breakker, it's on, like, Bron's back, and it looks like somebody shot him with a super soaker.
I thought it was Bron that was bleeding when I first saw it.
Across his back. It's horror movie style. And Jay's got, like, all Crimson Mask on Jey Uso at this point.
Surprised he didn't squirt in the air when he got tsunami'd.
And he's not a well man off this cut. Like, he sort of falls
He's gone
backwards.
under concussion protocol, according to Brian Alvarez, yeah.
If you watch it back, you can sort of see why. He falls back. He seems to communicate to LA Knight, we need to go home now. Like, and then he...
Should have done that 5 minutes ago, mate.
Yeah, you and me both, mate. Stumbles in the middle of the ring, and you can just see him going, spear me. And Bron has,
like... the edge? Spear. I'm just wiping the blood out of my face, actually.
Bron's got no run-up, has he? You're not getting 23 miles an hour from 3 steps.
Bron Breakker does a better 1 foot spear.
Like that, right? So Jay's just like, down I go. Potentially horrifically concussed. We're not making light of this, but it does look bizarre what's happening. Jimmy Uso's still selling on the floor, and it feels like LA Knight's having to get the message around. There's one point where he's leaned against the post, who's back to the hard camera for a long time. My assumption is he's speaking to the people through his headset, and they're like, we need to get this match out of here now.
I'm not a proper referee. What do I do?
Oh, God, what do I do? Jimmy Uso sort of recovers quicker than is natural. And Jey Uso still has to get back up to stand in the corner for them to do the table finish where he saves LA Knight, because that's the key story beat. And they Tsunami Jey. Like,
that bit was good. The double spear into the Tsunami.
Yeah. The table collapses neatly on Jimmy. It was definitive. It felt like, God, they've actually taken out the bloodline here. They've hospitalized Roman and they've defeated clearly and without doubt, the Usos have done the job here. So that if this was anything approaching decent, then you'd be like, well, a good booking across the piece. Jey Uso and LA Knight's been well tended to. Jey and Jimmy have had this night where it's supposed to be great and it's gone horribly wrong, and the Vision get to be the benefactors. On paper,
it only went awry with the errant chair shot. Yeah.
But the whole thing was a stinker.
Yeah.
So and it was boring. It was a boring stinker. Farts are supposed to be funny.
It's like you've had about 12 goes at this in the main event of Raw, lads. What are we doing?
The chemistry was off. Like, Bron Breakker felt like he was having his wings clipped, which never really happens with him. Like, nothing was hitting. Paul Heyman was at ringside, and he had this sort of look of like, is there anything I can do for my mate to make this not crap? Like, and the answer was no, apparently. Like, there was this bit where he, sinister slid in the chair, and it's like, what are 16 chair shots? This one. Use this. What is it, the Shield chair? Is it more magic than the other chairs? Aye. Really, really crap.
Matt Rains in the chat says, sounds like both shows were stinky, but for different reasons. Yeah, we did a report on the news this morning about someone, you hear this? This on Squared Circle. Someone went to All Out. This isn't a shooting on AW whatsoever. This applies to all wrestling fans. They said where they were sat, floor seats, was such a bad smell, they had to move to crap seats to get away from the smell.
Yeah.
Have a shower. Come on, guys.
Have a shower, deodorant, wash your ass. We all have moments. I'm a sweaty guy.
How many days do I walk in and immediately say, can I have some of your deodorant? Because I walked in the really nice, so much for the summer, weather.
Yeah.
And, I'm wearing clothes that are appropriate for the office, but not appropriate to walk 25 minutes in the morning.
My walk to work in the morning is up a giant hill until we move offices, coming soon. And I have deodorant on my desk for that and many other reasons. I'm a guy that wears shorts. I wear shorts till November. Otherwise I stink. I wear shorts till November. Like, we've all got different needs. Wash, deodorant, whatever. That exact same thing happened to me at Forbidden Doubt, and we weren't in a position to be able to move. And this is not a value judgment on wrestling fans, it's a judgment on anybody that doesn't shower. Trying to get my kids at the moment to understand that. They're not yet at the BO point, but we're trying to drill it in before that comes, because you can't be the stinker, can you? And they're just like, remember when you were younger and you could not be arsed to get a shower? Another shower. But I had one last week. Yeah,
exactly. You've been running around playing football all summer.
Are you listening, Joshua? Uncle Wilbourn says it as well, so it's not just me.
And then let's get to the moment that saved the show for many people. It was the vacant Women's World Championship, of course, on the line against between Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer. And I thought these two did a great job. There was some real brutal-looking dragon screws in there from Vaquer. They played with the Devil's Kiss really nicely. Io Sky, they're sort of respectful. And also as a match where I was waiting for Asuka to turn up, but I actually quite like that she didn't for once in a WWE match. Not on Asuka, that is, by the way, just in terms of interference. But the finish was because it was like, okay, right, well, Devil's Kiss, over the moonsault, blah, blah, blah. SVB, there we go. That's the finish. She's kicked out. That's your finish. What are you going to do the finish? Well, what they did was awesome. Io Sky gets her in position, goes for another over the moonsault. Vaquer gets her feet up at the last second, or moves out of the way. I might have got those feet timed. Okay. Gets her feet up, and then Vaquer goes up top, and I'm like, what are you doing, Stephanie? Spiral tap. Ugh. Awesome. 1, 2, 3. And having said, no, shouldn't put the title on her yet. Shouldn't put the title on her. Save it for WrestleMania. In that moment, I was like, absolutely put the title on her.
Did I not say on the WrestlePalooza preview that even though I kind of wanted the delayed gratification of Stephanie Vaquer winning the title, that by the end, I would be enough in the fiction to just be thrilled to see her get the win, to lift the belt, that kind of like the real knowing what it is to be a champion. I
think I'm 0-3 on predictions on this, by the way.
Well, yeah.
Polar opposite the Colts, 3-0. Let's go.
So, yeah. NFL podcast. Not yet coming soon, but who knows one
Go
day.
Colts.
Excuse me a second.
They were in Indianapolis, actually.
They were.
Where are you off to? Do you want me this? Oh, sorry, I haven't put mic up.
Ah, don't hurt me.
Sacrilege corner.
Knock microphone over.
Where's his face gone? Oh. He's got a nose now. I know what's coming, by the way.
I thought it was a bit boring. I'm sorry, guys. I thought this was a bit boring. And I wouldn't be a good faith analyst if I didn't highlight it, because one of the biggest pet peeves for modern wrestling for me is the prevalence of, we've absolutely advanced beyond wrestling happening in front of me. We are at the point where it's like quite very good wrestling happening in front of me. And that was what so much of this was. And
I think it's because I was so invested in the people. Maybe you're right. Maybe that's what carried it through for me.
that was exactly what carried it through for me. I love, heart and sleeve, love Stephanie Vaquer, and just have an unending amount of respect for Io Sky as a performer, that I was going to watch this and they were going to get something out of me. There was absolutely no way that by the end, I'm not going like, oh my God, amazing, she's done it. And what a gorgeous spiral tap as well. Like, you watch the execution back, it stands up to slow motion, it stands up to multiple watches, the last rotation being in just the right time so that the impact feels worth the flair. You know, it's like, it's not just flair for flair's sake. It's like, that's actually added way more danger to how she lands. Like, it's perfection. Bit long and boring, and the crowd in the building would argue my point. I think there was long periods. I tell you what was great, and I think it was the moment they got them in the building. It was the detail of Stephanie Vaquer with that second dragon screw, and now both of Io's legs have theoretically been taken out from underneath her, and she's like, she's not got nothing left, but she's starting to struggle. So she's like, right, well, I need to double down on my impact then, and she rolls the knee pads down to do the bullet train, and like, you just say, it's all or nothing. It is all or nothing now, and she still couldn't get it done with that.
That was it, because she didn't get her feet up on the finish. She missed it because that was the whole point. She landed on, and they were like, well, "That's even worse."
That was
she can't move.
The knee pads are down now. Like, 2 dragon screws. She's risked permanent injury just to hit the bullet train. That hasn't got it done, and now those legs have gone. Like, that was some lovely proper wrestling, proper pro wrestling. But it wasn't even too little too late. I love that Stephanie won. I love that these two will go again one day. I love that for now, at least, we found out who the better woman was, because it's been a nice story they've told this year.
I really like the way it services Asuka going forward.
Yep. See?
Tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
Where's that belt, Io?
Io's like limp, like on crutches or something, limping. Like,
guess you could have used leg up on Saturday.
What if? Oh my God. To build to Perth and Crown Jewel, if not tonight on Raw. There's only 3 Raws, isn't there, before Crown Jewel? Not many.
Soon, yes.
Sod it, let's say tonight, because this can be Raw preview corner.
Oh, God, I just remember there's no Melcy next weekend. Everything's fixed. Well, we're all good.
We're back, Fed's fine. What if tonight Asuka's just
October 11th, yeah.
Asuka's giving Io both barrels, the whole deal, and then she storms off, and Kairi's like, Kairi! And Io goes to the ring later on to sort of, she's on crutches, sort of, to apologise and just say, I'm sorry. Asuka, Kairi, could you come out and I'll say sorry to you? And Asuka's like raging, all that sort of stuff. And then, like, Io's like, I'm sorry. And Asuka's like, can't accept your apology. And Asuka goes to leave. And then, like, Kairi's like, but it's an in-ring one this time. And she's like, Kairi! Like that. And Io's like, turns to the fans, like, what do you want from me? And then it's Kairi that takes the leg, kicks the leg out of the leg, or chop block or something like that. And even Asuka's like, Kairi!
They're just hopping around like a pirate.
Yes, mocking her. And Rhea makes a save, and that's your tag match for Crown Jewel.
Oh my God.
Perth.
Yeah, she's either in a tag match or she's fighting for the title, isn't she, Rhea?
Yeah.
Somewhat big's coming.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
So,
I really want a team of Io and Rhea.
Me too.
Do I want Io and Rhea versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair?
Why the hell not?
Not immediately. Going down the road here.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk mixed tag. CM Punk, AJ Lee, and Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, of course. Gear section. Thoughts?
Excellent. Love them both. Looked great. Matching stuff rules. And I learned, that's not always terrible, just most of the time. Both of them were doing separate Suicide Prevention Month gears.
Brilliant. I didn't
So
know
the
that.
Suicide Prevention Month colour scheme is the one that Becky and Seth used. And there is the LGBTQIA plus Suicide Prevention Month, which was part of the rainbow insignia
that makes sense.
Punk and AJ incorporated in with the AJ Lee colour scheme. Both of them. Amazing. Like, just a very, like, thoughtful gesture from both sides. And they looked fantastic. The AJ's husband jacket, I fear, will go on sale and a bunch of people will buy that and look kind of weird, guys.
It's legally binding, this, right?
It's a ringing away. The entrance, like I keep saying it, I was watching it with the kids. We were all just pissing ourselves at the entrance of the two of them coming down on those podiums. Brilliant. The interchangeable music and Titantron screens. The presentation was very much up my fed street. Tighten up in the ring, boys, girls.
Lee
Up.
McVery says, some wrestling influencers, some say the mixed tag is still going on.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
Lee, I'm just going to echo what Lee says because I've seen it a lot in the comments recently. People really want to get another round of best match ever, mate. Best match ever must return to make up for wacky summer. Hashtag respecting the business.
I would absolutely love. All three of us actually had to say myself, Sidgwick and Nicholas.
Yeah, not me. I hate it.
Like, yeah, Wilbourn was very clear from the start. I'm not. He came in. He said, "I'm not doing that shit." We actually had to stop the recording of the first one.
Yeah,
because he came in and called one off on the desk. No,
I said, "Come in and tell me when you're doing the WrestleMania 40 main event, or don't bother."
Yeah. In fact, I'm leaving. It was weird. He locked us all in the studio and that was out. No, we want to do more of that. I hope this came across. The prep that goes into it is a lot. And the post-production work that Nicholas puts, like the unbelievable finishing touch. I use all of these words and mean every single one of them when I say it's a joyous labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
And it might look... WhatCulture.com might look like a professional outfit from the outside. When you're watching us on SmackDown, you're thinking, God, top of their game. There is literally just us. The people that you see on camera and then the amazing editors that we talk about sometimes. There's nobody after that.
Walls fall down sometimes.
Walls fall down. And,
check out the All Out review.
Nicholas put that back up.
Brian Weddick says, Wilbourn needs to do a series of worst match ever.
I would watch that too. I would be
no
in that
production,
too.
just me. That's all right, actually.
I'll watch that. Yeah, so it's massively time... What's the word I'm after? Not time sensitive.
Time consuming.
Time consuming, thank you. But we loved it, and certainly season 2, we've not been cancelled.
No.
Like that. Season 2 is something we want to do when the time will allow, because we got a fair old list of other ones we want to get to. This match will not be on it.
No, but it was enjoyable for me. I know my wife enjoyed the moment because I've seen her tweet about it today because we were going to watch it together and then life got in the way yesterday. But I know she loved the moment when AJ Lee went through the tables, a table, I should say, and then Punk immediately was like, "You're right, love." Credit to her, 10 years out.
Yeah.
There was a brief moment in this match. I knew it wasn't actually going to happen, but I thought, she's just going to lose this match without getting in there. Like, they did a really good job of, like, and then, obviously, she does get in there. Becky's just terrified of her, doesn't want to get anywhere near her. Then there's the bit where it looks like she's going to lose with a manhandle slam. And then there was the bit where I thought, CM Punk finally going to hit Becky Lynch here.
They played with that tension quite well.
Blows a kiss and tags AJ Lee in.
That was great.
That was great.
So, you know,
credit to Becky for saving that.
Amazing.
Black Widow.
The Black Widow. Yeah, that was really cool. That was, if you didn't see it, there's a point in the match where AJ was attempting her first Black Widow. And obviously it's a bit of it all has to happen in one fluid motion. It's quite intricate. And she just kind of fell off Becky's body. So Becky, again, you've watched this as long as you all have, and you kind of can see when these things occur. So, but in the building, Becky reverses so quickly into a disarmer and a 2 count. It's not just a loop, go again. It's a full-on extra sequence that the clearly just built in to account for that. Ever so slight slip just made the whole thing look seamless. Excellent stuff from Becky Lynch. I would say, you know those tweets where somebody's just, I don't like them, but I get why people do them in this TikTok sort of era. when people reduce a match to just the moves and they make like a supercut online, bang, 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 bang. I don't think that's good for content consumption. I think if you view this match through one of them, you'd probably think it was the match of the year. Like the stalling sort of Memphis style chicanery of the first half was incredible. And the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And those fans in Indianapolis, they ate. Because the pop when AJ Lee tags in is so loud and earned and worked for, and people are an absolute desperate fever pitch. My kids got worked on, and I didn't want to spoil it for them, so I just didn't mention it. But you would have seen it as well. You know when Becky's going to come and pull AJ off the last one.
Seth skipping around was very good as well.
Oh, into the catch for the go to sleep, yeah. Shoot pop in our house. But like the kids were livid when they pulled Becky off. And they'd never, this was brilliant. They had never seen in their beautiful young lives the referee not see a tag. And it's like, and it's like the old stuff is still the best, isn't it?
No, they did it. Yeah. You know what are you doing? That's proper, like out you see. Come on,
this is an injustice. Like the old stuff is still the best, right? So that first half, like proper. I'll give them all the flowers. You kind of know he's probably the one who deserves the biggest bouquet, lads. You know, it's one that you would be mad to release. But all four of them, yeah. Like just nailing it. Becky Lynch. I want to see Becky Lynch defend her Intercontinental title against CM Punk as well. I think I might. Because what could they do? And then the individual capital M moments spiked and peaked, but there was a lot of like nothing happening bits in the middle. I don't know if they were like aiming for. Loved the bit where the two couples like fought each other in the corner to see who could fight each other in the middle. Mm-hmm. Really lovely arrangement of people. The blocking of that was really good. The spot that you mentioned where AJ gets flung into the boys and the table ultimately for the finish. Really great. Like gutsy as well, you know, to be your first match back. There was another one that I really liked, and I can't remember what it was. The Becky Lynch raking the eyes when Punk's got the sharpshooter on from the position in the Black Widow. There are certain set pieces that they arrived at that were really entertaining. You can see them. Sige mentioned about like Cope and Christian and FTR putting things in a WhatsApp group, and you can sort of feel the same was done here. But there weren't half.
I think it'd be Punk saying, "AJ, can you tell Seth that I'd like to?"
I'm not speaking to Seth. Long, sort of draggy bits in between them, where I think all of the four of them thought, "Well, we're giving them a hell of a show here," but it's like, give us a quicker one. Like, speed it up now. Like, and they were doing that thing, make them calm, slow it down. But I don't think it was as necessary to do that. I think they could have just gone all. The difference between the Ronda Rousey Triple H kind of all-timer is that...
Which they referenced at the start of this, of course.
Watch that one back. When it hits that, they do the exact same thing. You're teasing the Ronda tag, Same thing. The model always works. It's like, there ain't no slowing down and nothing in the second half of that one. It's just go, action. And they sort of let that wane a touch, and the AJ punches weren't great. Like, do loads of what you can and none of what you can't, right? And, you know, AJ did loads of the stuff that she can to great effect. Maybe pull back on those things that you're not quite there yet with, or like find another way, something like that. Because try not, you know, you've been away a long time, try not to give, let alone dickheads on the internet like us, just people in general, a reason to have a pop, you know? It was interesting, wasn't it? AJ Lee and Eddie Kingston felt connected. I don't know if it was by CM Punk as connective tissue, but like both being away and both having kind of glaring holes in their game across these two shows, and just at the same time being the type of people that everybody to a man has gone, yeah, all right, but give them a break. Like, these beloved figures with their own different journeys that have brought them back to the ring and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, whatever, it's one night. Like, revel in the good stuff. It speaks to the content of their characters, I think. Got what it needed to, in the sense, by the way, that I don't think just because some punches looked wet and this match went too long, people are still game for the AJ Lee, Becky Lynch Intercontinental title.
I was going to say, do you go straight into that after this, or do you have, like, AJ want to do that, and either Becky say, but first you have to go through this, or someone else be like, no, you can't just walk back in here and immediately get an IC title shot just because you're married to CM Punk.
Well, have you seen Becky Lynch's tweet on this?
Oh, no, what's this?
It is brilliant. She has, Jessica Carr, the referee, posted a picture of, like, look at us now, eh? And it's like a picture of her as a fan with Punk and now in the ring.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
So she's put that tweet out. And Becky Lynch has put that tweet side by side with exactly what you would expect from a biased official. And she's video photoshopped. Is that a thing? Everything's a thing. A bee flying into shot during the submission. I was trying to swat away a bee.
I haven't seen this.
So when she's tapping, there's this little bee on screen. The keen eye can see it in this video that I've got here. I definitely didn't doctor. And who didn't? This biased referee. So they'll probably do the thing that she's basically running in favour from AJ.
Fair.
And we can try and put an obstacle in her way.
Because I want to see AJ work with everybody.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, and it probably would benefit her too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, well, before we get to the main event, we have to get to, well, what for me was probably the main event of this show anyway. That was...
Doing it now.
You walked the background ringside. Been around the block a few times, ain't we?
Was the fan posting about having to move seats sat behind the Undertaker because he was just sweating buckets having walked like, oh, Jesus Christ. He's dead. Sure is relaxing in these seats here. Could afford me, take.
Yeah. Some of the biggest podcasts in the world that aren't us were sat there at ringside as Take revealed that Stephanie McMahon is going into the WWE Hall of Fame 2026 before Victoria.
Wow. I mean, before insert. I've got a list at WhatCulture.com and it kind of pops its way back around every WrestleMania season of the 100 names that could be in the Hall of Fame. Because you can argue for anyone. It's a fictional Hall of Fame about a fictional sport, and there's lots of reasons why people should just get nice nights. Yeah, she's had a lot of nice nights. Yeah, probably, equal to her contributions, I would say. Nice nights to contributions, about the same. You're giving her.
She the headline of the class, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, she
can't be.
She invented women's wrestling.
I'm so excited to see what the history of Stephanie McMahon they choose to present.
She won the women's title as a gag and never had to defend it. Just so they had the visual of the two champions with her and Triple H. It'd be like you talking about, excuse me, they've got the belts, they're the best. It'd be like saying, well, she was the general manager of SmackDown, sir. As if that's as if it wasn't something that she scripted herself because she was the head of the writing team at the time.
She handpicked Zach Gowen, I think you'll find.
She brought about the end of the last creative boom in the year 2000. Write that down. Whatever. It's, maybe this is another one of those tipping points where it's enough. Triple H. He puts himself in the Hall of Fame at the first opportunity he gets. The company put Stephanie in at the next one. Nick Khan is there. I believe it was a surprise, by the way. It's quite nice.
I agree.
Quite nice seeing people get a surprise. I'm a bit of a sucker for what kind of
I was a bit like that. I was a bit like, I'm not Stephanie's biggest fan, but I was like, that's a nice moment.
Yeah, she hasn't seen that coming. I didn't believe it when they did it to Triple H, and I kind of believed it with her. So fair enough. Or she's just a better actor than her husband, and that could be true.
But it feels like when Triple H is doing it, if they had a running order and there's just a 5-minute slot which says we all know what this is, and he's like, sorry, what's this?
I should probably be across everything, shouldn't I, in the game? Yeah, Undertaker being blown up was really funny.
Do you know who should induct it, don't you? Kurt Angle.
Yeah, quite funny.
One final shot.
You're free after this. Should we take off? Undertaker being what is he at this point? So
kind of every man, really.
He is literally every man. So we're waiting for the main event. I should have brought him in the bloody studio. I might have referenced them today, but I find the takes quite interesting. More than mine. Dong, lights go out. What's this, Dad? Well, like a referee cutting off a tag, it's something you've never seen or never needed before. The Undertaker, kids. What's that again? Right, well, he's 30 years of law.
You want to see more of him? Check out NXT.
Why the lights go off? Is this a different one? It's a guy coming out of a bike. No, it's the same. He was a biker for a couple of years. It's a lot. You're doing it now, Dad. Man, walking. I am American badass. They better play the radio edit. Play the radio edit. The kids are listening. Radio edit. Right down. Walks his bike to ringside. Climbs over there, and then so he's been the Derb man on American badass, and then he hops the rail. Well, welcome to the Comedy Hour with the Dead Man. One Dead Man show. We're doing a few jokes around here. I ain't never sat in this side before. Is this anything? He's got he's hitting all of his one-liners. It's is that him at this One Dead Man show? I know they don't let you take your phones in, but with good reason, because if that got out, now don't you be telling nobody I ain't got no jokes. Like,
Walks out on One Dead Man Show, gassed. Welcome to One Dead Man Show.
Now that you've watched it and you know what he was there to do, think back. Did you feel at a point you forgot what he was out there to do?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, and Nick's like,
Potter's also in the chat says should have been Briggs again.
hey, Stephanie, who are you? Security. Just assumes it's a fan that's like gotten too close. Nick Khan's like, I don't know who he is. Front of Shawn Michaels.
That's me. I'm tweeting. Put some respect on Briggs' name.
Nick Khan's trying to like message Shawn Michaels. He's also blocked on Twitter by him. Yeah, funny.
There was a tiny bit of me, by the way, before he, looking back, obviously, before he went, I thought for a split second when he said it's my esteemed honor or whatever it was to announce you're the first inductee, I thought he was going to say it's my esteemed honor to introduce tonight's main event in the evening.
Yeah.
I was like,
from a seat in the crowd.
What's going on?
Next to Stephanie McMahon. Yeah.
But we get to the main event of the evening. Is Cody okay? What's going on? I quite like the story that they told, and Cody's the best at everything, basically. So, like, when he sets up to do, was it a Cody cutter, and he sort of stumbles.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, bloody headache, actually.
I'm a bloody head, yeah.
That happens, obviously. There was attempts at Claymore kicks. Rhodes countered into a nice powerbomb early on. There was a figure four. McIntyre escapes. I loved Wade blew up at this. Mm-hmm. Runs at Cody, or however this works, and the referee dives out of the ring, and Drew gets the visual pinfall, right?
Yeah.
He rolls him up for like 5, but obviously the referee, he's dived out of the ring, gets back in, 1-2, kick out from Cody. Wade's like, should be the champion, probably. There's a crossroads from Cody. There's a Claymore kick from Drew. Near falls, obviously. And then there's the bit, again, by the announce table. Cody completely Billy Bollocks.
Totally nude. Maybe that's the reason why this was rubbish. We'll get onto that.
But Cody moves out of the way. Drew goes through the table, injures his foot, shin, ankle, whatever. And then when he sets up in the ring to get Cody, he takes a moment's hesitation. He stumbles, and there's like a super Cody cutter and a crossroads, and Cody Rhodes retains the title.
Drew crumbling was some really nice selling. Yeah, I like that on that run up from the Claymore.
Same with Cody. Cody's sell was.
I disagree. I didn't mind the first one.
Drew's was better.
Yeah, like the first head sell was. I don't want to call it subtle because I think Cody would be the first to say he's subtlety's not his game, and nor should it be. He's the QB, but there was something almost like nice and unsettling and off about that first sell of that head when he just had to stop in his tracks and then hit it anyway. Like he sort of picked it up. I've got time. I'll get going. I'm all right.
There was a tiny bit of me that when that happened, I thought, are they going to do a shock title change here?
Well, and that's I think that was what that was supposed to be illustrative of like nothing Cody could have prepared for.
100% Cody versus 100% Drew. Cody wins every single match.
Yeah.
This one.
Well, I lost that suspension of disbelief probably minutes later, because I felt like they lost the thread of this one quite badly. I would go as far to say, like, Cena and Cody at WrestleMania, and we were in the building, was so bad. But it was the type of bad that you wake up the next day and was like, that definitely happened.
I think I've forgotten the entire thing up until Travis Scott comes out already.
It was Cena, if you remember, it was just Cena like taking ages to do like one stomp. And then, because he was trying to work out exactly how to work heel. And then Cody would get like a hope spot, and then Cena would almost have like a super strength clothesline, and down he would go, and then they would kind of loop. And it was so awful, but it was impossible not to look at that and be like, this is in real trouble. This John Cena thing is dying on the vine, and now they've put the belt on him. Oh my God.
I think here comes Travis Scott.
And then a lot of people like to point to the 2022 TV match he had with The Miz when everybody, and you knew what was happening. A bunch of like people that were upset that he left AEW going like, he's been fedded. Remember that?
Sid coming that day it's over.
He's done. And it was this. So it was a TV match, you know. I think this was worse because I think the stakes were so much higher and the expectations, reasonably so, were a great deal higher for a PLE main event, for a Cody Rhodes title match, for Drew McIntyre. Who's
a lot gone into this.
Yep.
This isn't just like last week. Drew's number one contender.
Yep.
He's battered Randy Orton. Randy Orton's presumably going to turn heel off the back of all this.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken Cody out so he can go and have a kid and film Street Fighter, obviously. And then it's just like,
very routine.
Forgettable.
Very forgettable.
Yeah.
Very redundant feeling. Drew McIntyre having himself to blame. Like, it's a pattern at this point, but it does work for him. Like, himself to blame, but the excuse to find somebody else, in this case, the referee. Like, it's his own fault. He went for the Claymore into the table again, and it cost him. But he will say the referee shouldn't have got in my way in the first place. If I'd have done it straight away, then...
I wouldn't have put my foot in it.
Yes. I would have put it...
One foot in the desk.
One foot in the desk. He would have put it through Cody's face, and that's like the last thing Cody needs when he's completely nude. Like, maybe the nakedness has put Cody off. Maybe that's like just changed the dynamic a little bit, and maybe he needs to put his tights back on. I don't know. I've never taken a bump in my life. Maybe it's easy to bump nude.
That and the Dominic Mysterio electric chair, we're still holding out hope for.
Yeah, like, give it some thought, Cody. Put the tights back on. But you want to work for the gentleman's agreement, flown in the wind, still warm in America, maybe you do you. It just didn't... If I didn't know better, right, this isn't what happened. This is not what happened. I feel like I'd have seen a match like this in the past, and if it was... Shawn Michaels of the 90s. Something of a cynical prick. Loved him. I'd have thought this was the top guy, the main wrestler, having one of those matches that kind of illustrates to us that the opponent's just not the guy and he's not ready and he doesn't really fancy doing business with him. I would bet my wife, house and kids on Cody not being that guy. Yeah. But the match played like that.
Yeah, I can see
the match played like, Drew's getting a go. Like, you know, sort of... give me an example because I just can't... Pull one to mind.
I'm trying to think of
the most B show, never in a million years going to get a shot. Like,
I can't think. I'm thinking of like a title challenger for Cena when you're like, well, he's not losing. It's over the limit. What we do?
Yeah, like this for what had been, as you say, like a month's worth of pretty good story on TV, and something that itself was kind of a Trojan horse for what we presume will be a Randy Orton turn or quite a big shift in that character's direction. And it was this, like, and it was long, and it wasn't even, it felt like it went on for ages, and it was like 17 minutes, which compared to some of the stuff I watched this weekend was spry. You know, compared to the mixed tag, half the time of the mixed tag, like over half the time of the all-out main event. You know, there's like a lot of long-ass stuff this weekend. 17 minutes was not on the longer end of things that we watched. If you watched both shows from all the companies, WWE and AEW. But it felt longer. Like, if you'd have told me 30 minutes, I wouldn't have questioned you. I'd have been like, yeah, they did drag it out, didn't they? Like, it was a lot of nothing.
For a show that...
And we'll like cold crowd as well.
Yeah.
We'll
get to questions now, because for a show that had these aspirations of being like, we're not doing Mania in the US not next year, year after.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you'll have WrestlePalooza.
Thanks.
Can I have some else? Can I have, I don't know.
I've still got a receipt.
Can I have NXT Deadline, please? Because I should go at it.
Make Deadline the tentpole show.
It's for me.
You say that, you careful what you wish for, because what they won't do is they'll just take the Irons of Ava off NXT and just put it on the main roster.
Iron Survivor Series. What's that?
Iron Survivor Series, War Games. Both.
Let's get to some questions, though, because thank you to everyone who's joined us live on YouTube, sharing this. I feel like this is a collective.
Sorry,
there's no one in the chat saying...
Apologies to the questions and to you for this interruption, but Iron Survivor Series War Games, you get pinned, but it's not the end of the match. You go back in the cage for 60 seconds.
Great.
And it's the person who surrenders loses.
There's a new greatest match type, and it's just landed.
Apologies.
But yeah, it does feel like looking at the chat, because sometimes, we get the usual you guys talking bollocks. Not really any of that this time. It feels like everyone collectively has had this feeling about WrestlePalooza, although I'm sure now I'm going to be corrected very quickly. Razor says, Cody Rhodes is the most transformative great babyface. Rock and Triple H to blame for the booze. Road Dogg more for me. But how long does Cody have left as the number one babyface? Love Cody, says Razor.
I don't know, because I love Cody as much as Razor and as much as most people, I think. But my faith has been shaken by the booking to do as good a job as they did in the period you were just talking about earlier, the 2023 run without the belt. Mm-hmm. That was it's a good job the company was a well-oiled machine, because you needed to be well-oiled to keep Cody that hot for 12 months.
I think this leads nicely into Razor's other question, by the way, because I think you keep, no matter what, I know there's a smattering, there's always going to be, there's never going to be a universal. There was for a bit, but now that's not going to happen. You have to keep him babyface heading into WrestleMania 42, because you have to have him, and as Razor says, Punk in the main event where everyone goes in going, they've both got that edge to them.
Mm-hmm.
Who will do anything to leave as champion?
Who sort of like whether it's a heel move of cutting your throat or whether it's just the insecurity of having this one last shot against each other and then never again.
Or, fair fight, one of them wins, and the next night the other one goes, well, I guess that's me done as a... So Razor says, do you think Triple H finds a way to fumble Cody versus Punk? How do you book Mania 42, who has more longevity as a babyface in WWE, between AJ Lee and Punk, says Razor, sorry.
More longevity as a babyface? I would still say CM Punk. I agree. I think AJ Lee, this has been wonderful. I would ride the nostalgia as much as you possibly can, but she was an excellent heel in a day, and I just think we're going to get back there sooner. There is one of 2025's few success stories, and it's a bit of a quiet one because it's not like he's had a perfect year, but it's just been how the responses for CM Punk are the loudest they've been thus far in his WWE return.
Sensational, yeah.
Triple H, we've said this now a few times, and I think the theory just gets truer and truer and truer and truer. He is showing you with his booking that his top guys are Cody and CM Punk. So I think, in the same way...
I think we could go through, maybe this is a podcast at some point, the entire roster, and you say, Triple H person or... I would say Triple H guy, but you can go...
It feels like it's getting clearer, doesn't it? Yeah, who are the people he really wants to go with and who's whatever, you could probably tear it off into like, yes, my top guy, they're okay, don't care about you. That's probably like the three categories of Triple H. I would say...
I think don't care about you, but I'll give you a title for a bit, and then don't care about you whatsoever. Because like Zelina Vega is not a Triple H person, but has had a title. But I also thought he was like, do that, and then I'm going to take it off after a bit.
My gut feeling is, unless The Rock comes back and causes havoc like normal.
Oh my God.
Punk.
WrestleMania 43.
Punk Cena.
He's working so... Sean, Taker, getting all the band back together.
Punk Cena in Saudi Arabia was so chosen for that show to the point where they could even incorporate it in the promos a bit. There was like, we're not going to talk about a bit of ugliness around this, but there's a bit of ugliness around it. I don't think Triple H wants that between his two top guys in Punk and Cody. So I think that happens at 42 because then he's not like throwing his hands up on WrestleMania 43, but he is saying like, something's going to go awry. Someone's going to get in the middle. I'm going to be suddenly served up. I've got to book the friggin' Undertaker. Like there, just some chaos.
You might finally get Sean versus The Rock.
Yeah, like you're joking, but yeah, like the chaos that could potentially come his way at 43, 42 like looks like a clearer run up for him. And I think
Vegas, what a place for it.
It'd be magic. It'd be magic. So yeah, I think we get it, and I think he keeps Cody Rhodes babyface for much longer than even the people want. I think he will be turning Cody after the people have already made that choice.
Yeah, and I also think even if he tried his hardest, and I don't think he will, because for the exact reason you just laid out there, I think it can't fail with Punk and Cody. I think you could give them absolute trash to work with, and they'd go either, we're not doing that, we'll do our own thing, or we'll make it work. Mm-hmm. I think... for the purposes of WrestleMania 42, CM Punk, you are now being managed by Brandy Rhodes. Like, they could still make that work somehow.
It's been done. I don't know. The heel turn element of it is very interesting because they certainly have a situation on their hands where there would be a temptation to have one turn after the fact or turn before for the heat or whatever. But do you want to turn either? Because having a top babyface is really hard, and you've got two. Like, at least you've got more in WWE. It's still a hot product. But
Sammy will be,
but those two, it's a big risk to turn one of them.
Pontus Austin also says, in terms of that, where are we ranking everyone? Austin Theory, rock bottom.
Yep.
We have a separate.
It's the kids in the pool.
Congratulations, Austin. You got your own level. Everyone else, Austin Theory level.
Your level is theoretical.
I like Austin Theory as well, to a certain extent. Just put that on. Yeah, just in case people get getting carried away. Thank you, as always, to Larry Robb. Lovely Larry Robb in the chat. Simply saying, happy birthday, Sidgwick. Thank you for making AEW even better. If you want to check out our all-out review, that is available wherever you get your podcasts from, or on YouTube, of course. Matt Rain says, happy Monday, guys. Happy birthday to the real king of kings, Michael Sidgwick, as broken last night by Maurizio Raimano. It was always the 40s club. Have a great day, gents. And the lovely Eric Vasquez, great first name. Eric says, yo, how is everyone? Recently listened to Benno and Hamflett review Mind Games. Highly recommend their podcast. Can you guys give me a top 5 match work list based on character or heel/face presentation?
Oh, well, Eric, first of all, thank you very much. You've opened a door for me to chuck a plug in there. Benno and Hamflett in your house. It's myself and Benno from Grapple, another great podcast, reliving the new generation through the chronology of the In Your House events, kind of some forgotten classics in there, including the one Eric mentions, Mind Games 1996, Shawn Michaels versus Mankind, one of the best ever. What was the phrase in that specific question? That
can you give me a top 5 match work list? Is that like to work on? Top
I see. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Based on character or heel face presentation.
I stepping on my own dick of a podcast in probably about a year's time. But Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker from Hell in a Cell, where the little bastard is finally locked in a cage and is getting his, and that's the whole story. And then it's like, I don't want to get beat up anymore, and how that the use of the cell as you've had this coming for a long time and you're going to die in there, mate. And if you survive, there is absolutely...
He must lose that match, I assume.
Well, you'll have to watch to find out. But like, let's just say...
Who could possibly show up?
Let's just say, hypothetically, The Undertaker's got a past. He's got some demons that need slaying. So that would be one. I don't know if you want more recent times, Eric, because you've obviously sat with us for all these years in the reviews, but like, it's hard to look past... For situational circumstances, it's hard to look past Cena and Punk at Money in the Bank, isn't it? Because,
oh my God,
like, as obvious as a shout as that might be, there is no bigger heel in the world that night than John Cena in Chicago. Likewise, no babyface. And the match really stands up as, like, not the first time that they worked together, but the first time that everybody stopped and realized just how magic their sloppy chemistry really was. So that's... It's not even my favorite Punk Cena match. That's the best Punk Cena match, which is the Monday Night Raw one from 2013 before WrestleMania 29.
Would you include Cole Gargano in this? I know we've poo-pooed that it's aged poorly. I still hold it a special place in my heart.
I watched it a couple of years back for a work list, and I still quite like it. It doesn't feel its length.
Goes into it with just like, I went in being like, it's one of the very, very few times, I've mentioned this loads, that I've gone into a match. I wasn't really watching NXT at the time. But everyone, Adam Cole, baby, I'm into that straight away. And then I was like, that beautiful bastard Gargano's being such a good guy and all this, I can't help but root for him. There
is a one, and it's always tricky to, like, you kind of glorify, we talked about earlier on, he's in the DNA, glorifying, like, Vince McMahon as a performer, you know, good booking's good booking and whatnot. But Over the Edge 98 is pretty much Steve Austin, because everything was shaped around him, and rightfully so. The brawl he has with Dude Love, with Vince McMahon as the guest referee, with Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe as the guest ring announcer and timekeeper, and Steve Austin versus the world, but like, he's tougher than the world, and he'll do everything he can to win. And the brawl, like, that would become normalized crowd brawls and everything. You haven't seen one, you've seen them all, but you would get used to seeing loads of them. It's sort of created in that moment, and it's done because Austin needs to change his style. But as a good guy that simply will not stop against, like, Mick Foley, one of the ultimate good guys, but playing the biggest dickhead version of his least favourite persona. Like, not even just Dude Love the babyface, Dude Love the corporate heel.
Hippie arsehole?
Yeah, the worst kind of hippie, a hippie sellout. Like, the corrupt...
Wait a second, he's doing the thing with the knees, he's all right again now.
Yeah, hippie sellout with a corrupt boss that's doing everything to stop Austin. As such an obvious good guy with everybody, like, just, they're not just willing to die for Steve Austin. I think they'd be willing to kill Mick Foley for him. Should we get him, Steve? We'll stop him. Like, it's the heat of Undertaker late on in the match, like, chokeslams Pat Patterson through a table, and like, it's one of them spots that you think probably got somebody pregnant. You know, it's like, it's so like that. It's sensational.
Only a few minutes left, but we'll try and fly through some more questions. Steve Nicolopoulos. Edward Shirazhands, of course, says, hi, handsome gents. Totally wrestling-related questions here. Did you watch Eurobasket?
No.
Is that European basketball? Is that
NBA doing the gimmick where, this might not be that, but it's close to it, where like it's an NFL-type movement into Europe, and they're going to start doing some league fixtures in England.
Ooh, I'll go to some of them. I've never been to basketball.
Yeah, Manchester and London, I think, are the first two. It's tricky. I think one who wants. So I think Eurobasket is part of it. I think this was an international game. It might have been like Germany and somebody else. But I don't know. Germany and
Eurobasket.
Turkey, maybe. Sorry if I've got those countries wrong. Hey! But it's all part of a bigger move to. Like, that's why they paid me and Phil to watch all this. Oh my God, I've said too much.
Secondly, what animal, if you hit when driving, could cause damage in the UK? Saw a car hit a roo. The roo was fine, but I assume that's done a bit of damage. I automatically thought deer. That's the worst one you can probably hit.
Yeah, deer. I've talked about it before. We ain't got no predators other than badgers.
Yeah, I was going to say, and a badger versus a car, there's only one winner.
Sorry, badger. Said badger behind the wheel. Deer. In certain parts of the dales or the moors, you get sheep and cows. I think they're better than everybody. Just on the roads.
Yeah.
And you do have to stop. I don't know what would happen if you were just like, I'm not stopping. But I sense a cow in particular would take you down, and a sheep, it could go either way, couldn't it?
Mm.
Sheep's like a...
Could go your way, could go mine.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think a deer or a particularly robust, one of them cows that's been on the juice, you know, the steroid cows, one of them guys.
That massive one.
Looks like the stag kangaroo.
Where have you been, Steve? Just been eating my chicken and broccoli.
It's been trapping dogs. Saw a video. They're all doing it in Australia.
Steve also says, happy birthday, Sidge Vicious. May your day be Glenn Jacobs free. Also, anyone else disappointed that Taker didn't say, where to, Stephanie? The Hall of Fame.
That would have been brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, my ex-wife from the dead realm.
Where to? 1 second.
It's just like... Can you get me an Uber backstage? I don't think I can take that bike back there. There's no way he pedalled that bike back. When they're like, who took that back? Like, yeah, I'll go through it.
Probably. Actually, no, it's too later in the show. Why did my boy Pat McAfee just be like, see you later?
Yeah, he just bounced.
The show.
Anyway, bye.
Got to be somewhere.
That's me.
He'd do this. Where to, Stephanie? Can I offer you an egg at this trying time? He's more of a jokester now.
And then she bites into the egg and it says, congratulations, you've been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Oh my God, I got my Hall of Fame egg. And they don't get rings anymore, they get eggs.
Yeah. Reggie, cut. Look impressed by this golden egg.
the Rock could be asked to turn up, but he sent an egg.
What's better than the Rock? An egg. What came first, the Rock or the egg?
That's that one where that stupid old idiots, like he's doing those like lockery meetings where, just do my egg.
It's Roman Reigns, your biggest star.
Roman Reigns is sat there like,
But you have to like be nice.
Sorry.
You could just turn around and take the title off him.
yeah.
We've invested like 3 years into this. Nah, take the title off him.
Don't take the egg seriously.
I'm not sure if I read this earlier. I meant to, so apologies to Sean Finch if I didn't. Face or heel Cena ruins wrestling with his blatant spot calling. There was a moment where Brock had him like in a bear hug, and he's like, yeah, drop down tackle. I was like, you know that influencer who does the thing where he's like, I woke up at 3 a.m. and then went for a swim and this, and I was like, why don't you just wake up at? Then you have to go to bed at 4 p.m. if you don't wake up at 3 a.m. But they have that tape on their mouths. Should he just have that?
Just works in it. There's some little air holes poked in it. I don't know, man. Is it an episode?
I'm going to miss him when he's gone, but not that much.
Is it an episode of The Office where Jim and Dwight forget like Kelly's birthday or something, and like Pam tries to help him, and it all goes wrong, and she's like, "Nice one, guys." Like she wants to be biased towards Jim, but she can't. Nice one, guys. You really screwed this one up together. Did a number on this one, and it feels like Triple H and John Cena on the Rock, and everybody's had a hand in making this a big old load of crap. Save for like 2 or 3 great moments, you've all made a stinking mess of it.
Razor also said, Ibu, Wrestle Purist, thinks Mania 42 is Punk Cody. How would you book it? We sort of mentioned that. Ibu said on his pod, Roman wants Seth and his belt at Mania.
I could see that.
I need Sami Zayn in there.
Yeah.
Sammy, I tell you what, that's a fun
Sammy
triple
and
threat.
Roman with
Sammy
Seth.
and Roman and Seth.
That's all right.
And as we've learned from this year, actually, triple threats, despite what everyone said, aren't actually that bad. And Razor says, for best match ever, can we get Omega Danielson 2021, Punk Cena Money in the Bank 2011, Ric Flair versus Funk I Quit match, and Cody Roman WrestleMania 39? All great suggestions.
All terrific candidates for the list. There was a point I was desperate to get back. Just really quickly, because it could be Raw preview stuff. I am leaning in. You've charmed me on Seth versus Cody for the big dumb crown jewel belt. That's happening in 3
they
weeks.
teased that on the post show, didn't they?
Tiffany and Jade's and Nia's triple threat. basically give Stephanie Vaquero an opponent. They said that. So we're doing champion versus champion again. But cool, because that's Seth and Cody. That's
Forgot about the crown jewel thing.
Laura Diaz, like the big old belt.
That was Liv?
It was Liv and Cody. So Cody's like, well, I want to get it twice. And Seth's like, well, I'm the best champion. And, I believe that to be true. Like, it's interesting. I want to, who wins that? Like
Seth should win that.
Seth winning that, yeah. Like, I want to see 3 weeks of that build. Like,
that's fun. I didn't even consider that.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, Fed's back. Finally, I want to give a shout out to Alex Hayes, who says, the other night, my car half gave up. I know that feeling, Alex, from this weekend. I could only get 50 mph. That's a slow drive back wherever you go.
Rough motorway, that, isn't it?
I had to take the A roads back home. It took me an hour and 44 minutes. Your pods made that journey a breeze. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. Sorry for your terrible drive and terrible nightmare on the A roads. Ugh. Yeah, that happened. The closest we ever had that was
my mum gave me her car. It just did that once. She just went, well, I guess it's 50. And I went, no, I'm in control. You're not in control. Nope. 50 or bust. When
like before me and my wife were married, and she's like the driver, really, I was a useless driver, so I stopped. She had an old car, and the petrol gauge was buggered, but she like knew how buggered it was.
Oh, okay.
That sort of thing where you can like, I'll be looking. I was like, is that all right? She was like, no, it's fine. It's this much when it says this much, whatever. And we're driving along, and she was like, right, I might have missed her just slightly. We're gonna have to go. So we're really pootling along it just so she can like keep the car on there. And it's like, no, we've run out of petrol. So the pootling just came to an actual stop, and she just got us to a hard shoulder.
Just slowly rolling into.
And she had to ring somebody she knew to like Alan Partridge, a big old jerry can of petrol down the motorway, dual carriageway, to fill us up so we could get on our way. My
car was lying to me over the weekend. I was driving back from a lovely wedding. Congratulations again to Tom and Alice. It says like estimated mile range. It suddenly just went 27. And I went, what do you mean 27? We're driving across the Pennines.
Oh, yeah.
It can't be 27. 27. But then it just stayed at 27. I was like, are you lying to me again?
And it just maybe. Up to 6.
Yeah.
Like
you made it just about.
You passed that house yet on the M62, is it? Like love that bit of the drive.
There was
happened to me and you that once, but I was buzzing because I was like, yes, service station. I love service stations.
Shout out to, I can't remember what service station it was that we stopped at, but there was a lovely man who was, I think, doing some restocking who just pointed at me, and I thought I was in trouble because Eric was just running around. I was like, stop, leave me alone, Eric. Don't go in there. That's the adult gambling bit. And he came over and said he was a fan of the podcast, so thank you.
That's always nice.
And yeah, if you, like Alex, want something to make another journey a breeze, check out our all-out review. Good 2 hours that, talking all about the other pay-per-view this weekend. But that is it for now. This has been our Wrestlepalooza review. Sorry it was a bit... yeah, but that's not our fault.
No.
Let us know your thoughts, though, in the comment section below or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Well, actually, you can follow both of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
Follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. And as I said, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, for daily wrestling podcasts. No Raw preview today because of the madness of the weekend, but all-out review is available right now. And the three of us, including the birthday boy, will be back tomorrow to review Monday Night Raw. Here's hoping for a slight improvement. But for now, this has been the Wrestlepalooza review. My thanks to Michael Hamflett. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.
And now I have to go and turn you off.
And now, for those lucky enough watching live on YouTube, you can watch as I fill time as Michael Hamflett works out how to turn us off.
Uh-oh.
Bye! Oh, no. Oh, well, looks, I mean, I've got nowhere to be. So, what's your week looking like? How you spend your... Bye-bye, guys.